Pick for Leo Johnson up top. Singer gets picked off, but the pass just goes out of bounds. Those kind of turnovers come back to haunt you when you're playing an offense as efficient as Cornell's.
We call it the H&8, the Ivy Leagues, and these two teams obviously extremely familiar with each other with a long history. And a long history of success on the lacrosse field, especially when you think about Cornell and all the championships in the 70s, through the years with the Rob Pennells and the Jeff Teets. Still, those seeking that first championship since those halcyon 1970s days.
And they have a tremendous culture in terms of their alumni and Big Red.
Score, they get on the board first. William Firth the fourth with the first goal of the day.
This is why this offense is so difficult to deal with. They beat you with multiple patterns. C.J. Kirsten, attackman, loves to use the entire offensive set. And Willem Firth, who was the Ivy League Rookie of the Year a season ago, is a left-handed magician. The ball is in his stick for a fraction of a second, Quint.
We spoke to Connor Busick, Cornell head coach, and he mentioned how he likes the complementary pieces of this offense. And you look at it, you got 6 different guys with six different skill sets and body types. You got righties and lefties. The puzzle pieces fit perfectly.
And they move C.J. Kirst around so much. You watch him today, he attacks from the top midfield zone, where typically a midfield dodger would initiate. He'll go from goal line extended, he'll go from X, he beats you all over the field.
Second midfield unit on for Coach Connor Busick. Luzzy, he'll shoot on the run and score!
Cornell has delivered an avalanche many times in the first quarter this season. And when you get your second midfield scoring on their first possession, little right shake and bake down the left alley, untouched, hands-free, on the run. Ryan Luzzy, the junior from Bethpage.
Tough angle shot, Paquette is there. Oh, inside and back outside of the crease is what the call was.
That's a tough one. When you stop this offense, you have to clear the ball and give your defense a rest. Because of their ball movement and how relentless they are in terms of dodging and passing at hyperspeed, this defense will be toast.
Once the ball goes in that crease, can't come back out and then back in by a defensive player. So fresh 80 on the shot clock. To your point, Clark. Defensive possession for Yale. Quick tic-tac-toe passes, and by C.J.
The willingness to make the extra pass. Unselfish, family style, everybody eats.
Yeah, this is gorgeous offense right there. The short stick attracts the early slide. It's given to Michael Long inside, and Michael Long and C.
Here is Moynihan again at second midfield unit for Coach Andy Shea. He tries a tough angle shot. They're firing it from that. It was almost GLE extended there.
You got another reset there. I think it hit Wyatt Nutt's foot, his left foot there.
Kibe. Around to Cool. Moynihan. The slide comes, forced behind the cage. That's going to leave Cool wide open. The bouncer scores!
Connor and Q, I was just talking about long possessions, making a defense work. It's probably the hottest day in Ithaca this entire year. Yale does a good job of some resets and a relentless approach. And Moynihan has had 2 fantastic passes in this last offensive frame.
That's a bad recovery by the Cornell.
For Yale to capitalize. If you don't capitalize, you give this best offense in college lacrosse more opportunities against Yale's weakest part, their defense. So if your offense for Yale, you have to can your shots. You have to have longer possessions.
Lions, tough angle, Nust. Goes down to it and makes the save.
Very different goalies. Nust, smaller lefty. Paquette, a bigger righty. Both have great experience. Both were demoted at one time in their careers and then regained the starting spot.
Well, Paquette didn't even start the season.
And he lets a pole go from Matt Dooley.
When you fear all the offensive pieces on the attack, you're slow to slide. But Matt Dooley, double eights, makes it happen in this first Ivy League semifinal. You're too worried about Kirst, you're too worried about Goldstein and Long. How about Dooley?
Joe Martin was all over Krevsky there, but Krevsky was able to snag it. Quick stick inside, Nust with the save.
Look how they're diving for balls. That's part of Cornell's DNA, but Yale is the hungry dog. Desperate to win this game so their season continues, but you watch every run out for Cornell. They dive for every ball.
Cornell really packed in. Almost looks like a zone. It's a man-to-man, but it's really tight. See how they're condensed in the middle?
Yes.
Krevsky trying to get to the middle, shoots on the run and scores!
And Cornell's defense just looked different on that possession. More passive on the perimeter, backing off and trying to crowd the middle. And asking Wyatt Nust to make save after save is not going to be the recipe. They finally get to the middle between the hash marks.
Well, they were playing Krevsky, I think, as a passer. He only has 9 goals on the season. He's a double-digit assist player who can create. So they're daring him to go to the rack, and he makes them pay with that beautiful overhand shot to the opposite corner.
As is so often the case in college lacrosse, when one face-off man isn't working, you go to another to see if the matchup favors one over the other, and this is clearly the case with Yale. Waymeyer, I'm not going to say he's had his way with Cascadden, but it certainly has been a much more even battle.
Machado Rodriguez has been banged up from last year to this season, and for this kid to come in and...
Oh, here's a dangerous situation, though, and they pay for it with Goldstein.
That's the impact of C.J. Kirst. That's another caused turnover. 53, I think, now for his career. Second on the team this season. Watch him deflect this pass. Waymeyer's doing a great job, but he's a freshman. And he throws this ball in an area that Kirst can get a piece of it.
You have to play clean when you're playing the nation's top team that has an offensive type of relentless approach. And you mentioned C.J. Kirst and what he does when he's not scoring goals. Sam King's...
Q, you said in the open, they had to get great goaltending play from Paquette. They've gotten some today early, and they're going to have to do a great job at the faceoff dot, and they've done that. Didn't start out great for them there, but they've made up ground. Here's Moynihan. Trying to fade it up top to Lyons. It's going to be over and back. Turnover. Cornell looking to move quickly. Kirst on the doorstep. Shot, score! The second pole goal of the day. This time it's Walker Schwartz.
Great offensive teams can score in a variety of ways. Whether it's Cascadden off a face-off, Goldstein off a ride. This time it's Walker Schwartz off the clear. They get the numbers game. Catch Yale on a bad sub.
It starts with a quick restart from Michael Long, who's been part of this program. They win these face-offs, but the most frightening thing is, item number 1 for Andy Shea is to stop C.J. Kirst. The bad news is Cornell has 6 different goal scorers.
Kirst has assisted on 5 of the other 6, other than the goal he scored. He has a goal and 3 assists, so he's been a part of 4 of the 6 goals. Sharp loses his footing, gets it back. Yale will spin it around to Kai. Krevsky again, same as before. That's almost a carbon copy of where he just scored a couple of minutes ago.
This is nice offense. Ball movement behind the net. Cornell's defense sloughs. There's the long approach to Krevsky, and the defender's got to run north-south upfield to cover him. And he just angularly.
And we're back underway. Just under 2 minutes left to go in this first quarter, and Yale trailing by 3. Near side here to Sharp. He shoots and scores! How about that for heating up after the long delay?
Brad Sharp missed all of 2024 when he had a lower body injury. He is such an explosive athlete. You see the hard plant foot and his ability to get down the alley. That's a time the defender is on his heels.
Here comes Stuzen, former LSM, all-Ivy LSM, now a close defense. He knows how to punt return clear, gets it to an offensive player, and again possession on the face-off to Yale. Rainbow has come out above the stadium here at Schoellkopf, and Q, you talked about it.
That is almost perfectly above the stadium.
Yes, perfectly round.
Like it's
Great
matching,
optic.
like it's matching the stadium.
Yes, and you know, maybe there's gold at the end of that rainbow for Yale. We talk about teams and how they come out after a long delay, and Yale so far has come out strong. Really strong. Lyons finds the back of the net. That's 2 straight on short order for the Bulldogs.
Last year's NCAA tournament featured a rainbow at the University of Maryland and signified their turnaround in this tournament as they beat Princeton that day. Does it mean the same for Yale today? They've come out of the delay with great energy, enthusiasm, and execution.
Back to be facing off at 61%, 9 goals as a face-off specialist. He is a tremendous athlete, Quint.
Ivy Fogo of the Year. He gets tested now in the month of May, though, because the Ivy League this year not known for the strength of their Fogos. Harvard struggled facing off. Penn was atrocious, and Princeton also not elite. So I think the water gets a little deeper for Cascadon in the playoffs.
Kelleher, 27 in white. He, along with Cascadon, great high school football players on Long Island. Skip pass, Kirst, spins, shoots too high.
You see how he eats up that approach, though?
Just gets a little bit of separation into the defender and then a little separation out.
That, and he gives himself a two-way go, whether it's a roll or just a power to a strong hand.
Goldstein inside, shot, score! Michael Long.
This is an outstanding out-of-bounds play. It's a set play. Watch number 1 on the right side of your screen, curling off that pick.
Goldstein has elite vision.
Here's Lyons.
So Yale took 20 shots in the first quarter. 20 shots in the first quarter. That's insane.
Moynihan back up top to Lyons. Over to Cool.
You want 50 in a game, Quinn. They're on pace for 80. Cotter and I saw that up in the Dome last week with North Carolina.
Yeah, they were letting it fly. This time Nust makes the save, but can't corral the rebound. This is dangerous. Yale picks it up. And a wide open look and goal! Cole Cashin, the sophomore from Rumson, New Jersey, keeps Yale to within 1.
Quint, this defense looks a little discombobulated. The 20 shots in the first quarter, that is not championship level type defense. That's not the way that Cornell wants to play in this game. They make the stop, but it's just the second approach for a ground ball. And Cashin, the sophomore, who has so much upside here, just pounds this shot past Nust.
Very reactive, got it.
Easily worked.
Who's got it? Kelleher's got it.
Football, Kelleher's got it. And watch him try and dodge downhill. Instead, he gets it to Firth. He's going downhill. Kirst. Back to his right.
Yale playing Kirst straight up. No tricks, no shut off, nothing special.
Keller. Double comes. Back up top. Long. Scores! Kirst turned and raked. Lead is back up to 2.
He's pumped on that one.
These teams don't like each other.
No.
Good team offense. At the end of the day, this top 6 for Cornell is super elite. The best in the country. Shoot a super high percentage. Lead the country in assists.
He's playing off ball and feasting. And that's what he did in the first matchup. He had 9 goals on 10 shots in the first game down in New Haven when he played against Yale. Everyone knows him on him, filming him during the break. He was huffing and puffing and just emptying the tank, the nation's top player.
Keller. Long couldn't handle the pass. Tracked down though by Firth.
Good news, Goldstein's still in this game.
Yep, he was at X, now he's coming back up top. Going to invert with Long behind the cage. Looking to attack the shorty. Finds a cutter, Goldstein who scores! That was gorgeous.
Too easy.
They are playing mind games off ball with this Yale defense. This Yale defense is not equipped to deal with the ball movement or the off-ball movement of these players.
Don't play chess with Cornell. Goldstein starts on the right wing, up that right hash, and as soon as his defender turns his head, whoop, he cuts the middle. Defender gets caught.
Back up top to Sheehan. Here's Long. Like I mentioned, already 3 helpers on the day. Looking for another one going against Krevsky. Look how physical Krevsky is. Loose ball. Stays with Cornell. Waldman.
Look at how quick they move the ball.
Kirst.
One cradle and a pass.
Goldstein. It's a 2-man game with Long behind the cage. Goldstein comes up top. He's just too quick. Keeps it. Scores!
You gotta love him. He's a fiery little guy. And the fans here can't get enough of Ryan Goldstein. He's only a sophomore. He's the ultimate legacy here at school. There's a picture of his mom and dad in the Cornell Hall of Fame, which is right now being used as the Cornell training room, as there's construction here.
5'9", $146. Heart of a lion, skills are off the charts. Do not underestimate 30 in white.
Sophomore from Radnor, PA's 5th hat trick of the season.
If you look at his production this year, because he's playing alongside CJ Kirst and Michael Long, Ryan Goldstein is having minimally a second-team All-American type year. Minimum.
His bad games are 4 points. Since the rain delay, it's been Long, Kirst, Goldstein, all attack.
And it's been Cornell at the face-off dot too. They changed their fortunes that way, and Firth beats Paquette. It is an onslaught for the Big Red.
These last 3 goals are an absolute masterclass for an attackman. Ryan Goldstein scores off ball inside. Then he scores as a dodging attackman. And now the spot feed. It just shows you the variety in his game and how complete the sophomore is when he spots feeds his.
And plus, just moments ago, Yale had gotten this down to a 1-goal game, and that's how quickly Cornell could strike and add to their advantage. It's a 4-0 run for Big Red.
Cascadden's found the secret potion here, right?
Yes.
It's been really good since the break.
Melkonian has won one as well in that mix.
Cascadden likes to go out the front, clearly. He likes that pinch and pop, and teams are giving him the kind of the right of way to take that shot on the run this season. He's a weapon.
They've won 8 in a row. Keller, how about this from Keller? There you go, Cart. You've been waiting on 27 to show up. The big fella at a Wantagh. just down the street from where you grew up, Q.
Cascadon and Hugh Keller, both Long Island products, both elite football players. Brute force, will, and drive. And look at this shot, Quint.
Swim, back to just a hesitation, but again, getting to the middle, getting to that prime pay dirt is so worthwhile. He's right between the hashes at about 12.5 yards, right-handed, change
A push here.
Great check by Pisano. Pisano covered Kirst last year when they played in the regular season here at Sholkoff Field. Pisano was injured in that first game where Andy Shea essentially had to take 3 long stick midfielders and turn them into close defenders against this attack.
Krevsky back to Moynihan. A little confusion with this defense now. Now they get their substitutions, and Moynihan takes advantage.
stops the bleeding. The 5-goal run is over. Moynihan with some nice gas. Good acceleration against the shorty. This time, Cornell's a little late to the party. The double team's a step late.
Peter Moynihan was an elite high school attackman. Played at the Taft School in Connecticut.
These turnovers are giving Yale a chance to get back into this game.
It's less friction, scientifically, Connor.
Thank you for that. We're in a place where science comes in handy here at Cornell.
Guy grows his hair long, now he's a professor.
Yeah, all of a sudden he thinks he's...
Ref's letting him play.
Yeah, Lamb with a nice
They're letting
job.
him play everywhere. He tripped him up. You see the leg sweep?
Defender left him.
Wow.
And Cashin made him pay.
I like Cashin. I like some of these young guys from Yale.
Cashin has pop and he has creativity. Look at this fake flip. Gets everyone to bite on this. And then the explosiveness out of 14 in blue. Andy Shea says, watch the way that he creates offense with his feet. That subtle little fake. It wasn't drawn out, wasn't over-exaggerated. It got the defense to bite just for a fraction of a second.
Great offense.
Strategy right now is to attack Cornell from behind.
Invert.
Moynihan. Gately. Here's Kibe again, 7-on-7 against Christopher Davis. Wants to get under him. Davis keeps some GLE, but he comes back upfield, shoots it wide, stays with Yale, 38 seconds to shoot. You hear the goalie yelling at Dooley, 88 in white, about the pick coming. Stays with his man, though. Moynihan. Gately. Quick shot. Score! Lions!
Gorgeous, gorgeous offense. Just comes down to possession for Yale. They can score. Can they keep up with Cornell? They answer the 5-goal Cornell run with 3 of their own. This, their prettiest teamwork goal. Through X and then back to the inside.
And that's the duo that has so much experience together. Lions and John.
And I'm not sure all the time his size and athletic ability comes through on the highlights.
Well, he was a late bloomer.
When you meet him in person,
yeah,
he looks like a tight end or a defensive end.
He was actually undersized as a freshman or sophomore in high school and worried that he would even be recruited. Fast forward 6-7 years later, he's the best player in the country.
Yale starts man up, so they start with possession to start this second half.
Starting off 44 Lions.
Important ground ball here. Picked up by Sharp.
Lions is behind the net being shut off.
It's Krevsky. Kibe. Sharp inside. Krevsky scores!
That was nice. Lions 44 is getting shut off. He drags his man behind the net. They play 5-on-4 in front of the net, and they work for the ultra high percentage shot.
I like when you throw a wrinkle and you shut off a player. but I don't think Yale's extra man warrants it. At 30%.
They get it to Krevsky.
Krevsky still has it, 48 in blue.
This guy's like a hawk when it comes to the hidden ball trick, Cotter.
You got posterized in the dome.
So did the 10,000 fans, and so did Pat March as the offensive coordinator.
I loved it.
He admitted it too.
That one was a little stealthier than the one we just saw.
Yeah, it was really good.
Come on, give me a break. Backs were to me.
I got your back on that.
Yeah, this guy is flourishing with it.
Goal. Leo Johnson had a rough shooting first half, but he finds the back of the net here. This is a one-goal game.
Johnson was 0 for 6 in the first half. Cotter, you mentioned a little off with his shot, but he is a tough-minded player where has a short memory, that he's going to continue to play aggressive and get to the rack. A natural lefty, they give him so much space. They shut and close the gate on his left.
What did Connor Busick tell us before halftime?
Outstanding trail check by the Eli's, and here they go.
This game has ridiculous pace. It's 12-11, and don't be shocked if this thing ends up 2019 or...
Which makes the work that Krevsky's doing that much more impressive. He's on the field, on offense, on defense. Watch out, Goldstein gets to the middle of the field. The extra pass. Surprised he didn't shoot it.
Exactly. I thought Goldstein was in a great spot to shoot. You got to be a little bit more selfish there.
Gets it to Long on the far side. He's not going to miss that shot.
They're playing Princeton's Freebird for some reason. I tell you, in scramble situations, how good is Ryan Goldstein?
He's unbelievable. Like, he catches the ball and knows exactly where he wants to go with it when they're not in their 6-on-6 base set. It's unbelievable.
You want no part of defending.
He's getting aggressive with him too. Like, he's initiating the contact.
Luzzy. Lost it.
Look at Krevsky running around this field.
He had a great game today.
He is. They might have got him on a penalty right there, but his effort has been off the charts.
Kirst trying to run by him. I think he senses that Krevsky might be a little gassed here.
You got to support this matchup ASAP.
Skips it to the far side. Shot, score! Ryan Waldman.
Kirst sees blood in the water. He knows Krevsky is running all over the field, and he's gassed, so...
30 seconds push, goalie scored, flag is waved off.
Flag's wiped out. Technical foul. But he knows that Yale has to support this matchup. He doesn't even have to go to the goal. He finds the cross-crease pass.
And the guys in the blue jersey slough in too far. Krevsky really did his best, and ouch!
If he bruises on that tricep.
Ryan Goldstein chopping wood.
Tristan Gauche able to clear it. Here's Gately. Kibe waiting for Cool, Carson Cool to check in. Now Cool gets it. Back in that zone.
Yeah, not an endorsement of their man-to-man scheme, that's for sure.
Shot, score! Johnny Kibe.
The issue when teams go from man-to-man to zone defense is they think zone means stand around and do nothing. Defenders, they're just built that way. In a zone, you still need some kind of ball pressure, and you've got to be on alert, especially inside.
And Yale does a terrific job of understanding that. Cornell in the zone is ball watching, right? There's not the communication that you're have an upset over the nation's top team on the road. You got to clear the ball.
Goldstein now looking to go to work. Goldstein's got a shorty on him.
He likes this matchup because of quickness.
He wanted it back, and he got it back. Oh, my.
He's something.
Yeah, again, you make a mistake in your matchups defensively, and all of a sudden you have little Ryan Goldstein trying to be covered by Christian Johnson. Christian Johnson, senior from Albany Academy, is an excellent athlete, but he's big and strong, and he just can't cut or keep up with the little jitterbug Goldstein.
But Goldstein's smart enough knowing I'm not getting into the body against this guy. But think about how complete this kid's game is. He did the same type goal line extended, had so much time, planted his feet, let it rip. This time he does that exact same move to the opposite side using his weak hand, his left hand, and you would have no clue that he isn't a left-handed player.
Cascaded, smart play to goose it back to Davis.
You see the confidence in Goldstein, too. Like, this guy, he wants a matchup. Like, he's not backing down. He's 5'9", 146 pounds, and he's going after these monsters like they're little kids.
I talked to him before the game. He looks like my nephew, Liam. Here's one of those runs, Michael Long. Better get out a calculator to tabulate what this Cornell team is doing. That's 6 points for Long on the day. He's got 6 now.
Long from Kirst. CJ operating top of the formation off a pick. Again, the defense is just mesmerized with number 15 every time he carries the ball. And they're all staring upfield, ball watching, and Long finds the seam.
It's almost as if CJ's like, I know the, but even if the defender, and I don't like this rule, pushes him in the crease, the play's dead in college lacrosse. If they push him in the crease.
Staub with a beautiful play.
That ball would have had to cross the plane before he lands in there. If it was from defensive pressure. In the PLL, they let it play on if it's from defensive pressure.
Kerr swims. He's on the shorty now. Now the help comes. Finds Goldstein. Swing it around along. Kerr shoots, scores!
If you're a Yale fan, this is like a horror movie when as a kid your parents put their hands over your eyes.
And it's always Jason, right? Just like it's always cursed.
This is just a flip of the last goal, right? Shows you how complete these guys. It was CJ Kirst to Michael Long. Now it's
Firth had an idea to feed it inside. Long in the middle. Now Kelleher. Now Firth has moved inside. Here's Long on the near side wing. Skips it to Kirst. Look out here.
yeah, that's a hammer of a shot. This extra man unit, when you look at it, has a little bit of everything. You got 2 passers and Goldstein and Long, 3 lefties.
Paquette got a piece of that one. Excuse me, Clark. Long inches his way in. Good passing. Goldstein scores!
That's nice. That's super nice. I'm surprised Yale played it so vanilla and straight up when you're dealing with a unit that's been clicking like Cornell has. And the longer this extra man went, the more dangerous they became. That's an interesting where the hub man actually moves out of the hub towards that hash mark, draws the defense upfield, and then Goldstein pulls the string.
I've seen it now twice.
Syracuse is the other team that utilizes that set quite a bit when they put Owen Hiltz inside, or sometimes even Joey Spallina becomes the interior player.
That happens when you have a next level slick offense. Syracuse has it, Princeton has it.
Basketball, it's an inside-out basketball. It's feeding that center down low who then kicks it out.
But you have to have the type of player, IQ-wise, that can catch and look to the next layer in the same motion.
Kirst GLE comes back up top with it. Goldstein, incidentally, ties a career high with 5 goals. Long shoots, doesn't get through. Goldstein will put it into play. Kirst, nice catch. He gets it inside, scores! That time it was Dalton. Everybody eats.
He's sweeping the floor. When they were extra man, I was talking about the three lefties. I really like Dalton when you sandwich him between Firth and then C.J. Kurse. Those are three lefties, and you have options with two.
Gets it behind the Goldstein. Out of the box. This is Luzzy. A lot of heat on that shot from Waldman. Sails high.
Waldman's an intense dude. We saw him warming up before the game. He was going through some serious agility work, some dodging work, an hour before the game in like a full lather.
Yes, that was about as aggressive as a warm-up as you'll see. I mean, aggressive plant foot type stuff, change of directions, full sweat. This is going to be a quick slide here. CJ on a short stick is a recipe for disaster.
One more.
And inside, long scores!
How many times tonight have we seen CJ as the initiator and the primary dodger with Yale on red alert going so early to him, and then he just toys with the defense?
They over-recover this time. So it's a spin out of the double, rotate the ball for ball reversal. The shot's not there, but you got a one more on the inside.
And C.J. Kurse, who's a man amongst boys, but it doesn't stop there. Like, if you look at the pieces around C.J. Kurse, specifically in the offensive zone, these are high-end, super elite players, and Michael Long and Ryan Goldstein and Willem Firth and Hugh Kelleher.
You know what I'm eager to see, Cotter? How they perform, saying they win this game, how they perform on Sunday in the final on 1 day's rest. Does it look different?
That's what they'll have to do in May.
Exactly. That's why I want to see what does it look like. Is there a noticeable step back, or do they get better because their offense is so good? We don't know.
As great as the offense is, as great as what we've seen from Cascadden and Nust, he's gonna have to be great here, and he wasn't. That's because Gately was right on the doorstep.
Zone defense is about spacing. It's about communication. And Cornell has not shown a ton of zone this year, but you've seen it tonight, and they're still working out the kinks. There you see the two defenders right here. Whose guy is it on the wing? Is it mine? Is it yours? I don't know. Turn it right.
Couldn't cover him, and man, early you go to the zone. Yale still clawing. The reality is they use them. They use those guys.
Correct, and they've played well tonight.
Yes.
But to win a championship, people forget you got to win 2 big-time games in 3 days.
Yep, but they use enough from a short stick defensive midfield perspective.
Yes, and poles.
Yes, so they use bodies. Two lines of midfield offensively.
I like their second midfield. I wasn't convinced coming in. They're good. Are they built up the middle? Yeah, they are. Nust has proven himself to be really solid. And Cascadden, I love the way he handles the ball.
Kelleher scores!
Wow. There's your guy, Connor.
Amazing. Physical specimen.
We know him as a guy that just loves to engage physically or beat you with his feet. This is a high-end skill type play. Starts off his dodge and he swims underneath. Kind of toys with that double right there. That is beautiful one-on-one offense.
Kelleher's been in the mix for 4 years. Remember, this senior class played for the national championship back in 2022. I saw a comment in Twitter during our latest lightning delay about how the NCAA tournament needs expansion. And my answer to that is you are watching the extension of the NCAA
exactly.
tournament.
This is the playoffs.
This is
Yale season's over after this.
Same in every other league across America.
I agree.
Just extend the bracket 16. It's around a 64, really.
We have 74 teams. We're not growing right now in the Division I men's landscape.
If you lose a Patriot League semifinal, that's basically a round of 32 or around a 64 game.
That's a good shot right there and a goal. It's Brad Sharp.
Senior from California. Very talented, good speed, hands. He's got the whole deal, man. And he's got a year of eligibility left. And let me tell you, his phone's going to be ringing off the hook if he decides to take that extra year somewhere else.
Because as good as you see him now, he's going to be that much better when he's another year off of that.